Hey again. I had to come back and make a post. The doggone Democrats, man, they keep forcing me to go public and spout out. So maybe one of them, actually, we do have one, Representative Al Green, the only person who had the nerve to stand up to Trump during the debacle State of the Union, his little Putin-esque kind of State of the Union where he talks for an hour and a half. It's outrageous. I personally wanted the Democrats to take a cue from him and then stand up after he got hauled out. Somebody to just stand up and say, hey, you're illegally firing people. And then that person gets hauled up. And then another person stands up and says, hey, you shouldn't be taking away veterans' benefits. And then that person gets hauled out. Like, they should have made those people the sergeant in arms hauling out every single Democrat, one right after the other, and make Trump try to stand there until midnight to get his little idiotic, self-aggrandizing, lying speech. These are the 10 backstabbing Democrats who voted to censure instead of congratulating Al Green. These people are the traitors. These people all live in conservative districts, and they are capitulating to their MAGA base by thinking that they're going to vote with Republicans to censure a Democrat who actually had the nerve to stand up to Trump, to role modeled what courage is, what American ethics is, exactly what the Republicans are refusing to do. Our Constitution is only as good as the people representing it. And right now, 50% of the Congress is refusing to do their job. We're paying those rats $175,000 a year and the best healthcare benefits this country can pay for to do jack, to not do anything except pass laws that hurt women and hurt children and hurt families, and have their little vanity little committees that are going on. It's outrageous. It is completely outrageous that the Republicans are refusing to stop Doge, are capitulating to firing people in their own districts. The districts of the Republicans are the one who suck off of the United States government more than anybody else. Let me read you the names of these people that you need to be calling and telling them that you disagree with them backstabbing. This is a point I want people to say, because besides telling these people, and please do call Al Green's office and thank him for his courage, and then call these people and say, hey, I called Al Green's office and thanked him for having the courage to stand up to Trump. I thanked him for role modeling what courage is, what being a true American really is. Call Ed Case, C-A-S-E, of Hawaii, Tom Suozzi of New York, S-U-O-I-Z-Z-I, Jim Costa of California, C-O-S-T-A, Marie Glusenkamp Perez. It's listed as Perez. If you're going to look it up, it's under the P's on the house.gov. You can find her. And she's in Washington. Jared Moskowitz of Florida, which shocked me because he's been a really outspoken advocate. And for him to capitulate, to not circle the wagons with the Democrats, is the offense. The Republicans literally had George Santos accused of stealing from old people in Brazil, and they didn't do jack to him. Nothing. They all kept him. And yet Democrats love to attack their own party members. This is why I'm no longer a Democrat. After November 5th, I got out of the party. I've been a Democrat my whole life. Up theirs. They didn't even ask for one recount out of a 34-count convicted election fraud felon. Trump was convicted on the felonies that actually constituted election fraud. They didn't call it that because they were being politically correct, because they're scared to death of the MAGA base, because they got all the guns. Amy Berra, B-E-R-A, of California. By the way, Moskowitz, Jared Moskowitz of California, that's M-O-S-K-O-W-I-T-Z. Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania, H-O-U-L-A-H-A-N. Marcy Kaptur of Ohio, and you're not going to get through to her. I tried and tried and tried. Her phone lines are busy. I think they have just disconnected him because they're sick. She's kind of a quasi-Republican. Laura Gillen of New York, Gillen. I don't know her at all. Jim Grimes of Connecticut. Not Grimes, Jim Himes, Himes of Connecticut. Call these guys and tell them to stop being backstabbers. Tell them that they need to apologize publicly to Al Green for capitulating to the Republicans and allowing that censure vote to happen. If they would have stuck with the Democrats, this censure vote would have failed. Democrats need to get the message that the Democrats are one party. We're not a herd of cats. It's not like, I've heard people say, oh, well, the Republicans, they all go along and Democrats are like herding cats. No, we're not. What we have is a group of old people in the House and in the Senate, and especially in the Senate. Like, these people are over. I'm going to be 70 next year. In October, I'm going to be 70. I get it. They feel like they can keep going, but you know what? They are not serving our country. They're in their 80s. Nancy Pelosi, Iron Fist Nancy Pelosi, is in her 80s. She's 83. She is really a major problem with the Democratic Party, in my view. She has caused a lot of trouble because she wants things done her way, and she's going to get it her way. That's why Andrea Ocasio-Cortez is not on the chairman of the committee, of the Oversight Committee, because they gave it to an old person because he deserved it because he's been here for so long. Like, who? They act like these are like they're bobbing for apples. I mean, it's beyond comprehension that everybody kisses the ring of Nancy Pelosi, who illegally in 2006 said that she wasn't going to impeach Bush for torturing people. The reason we have Trump is because of Nancy Pelosi. Get very clear on that. Nancy Pelosi is the biggest problem that the Democrats have. The second biggest problem they have is this guy named James Carville, who speaks for them. These guys are old. James Carville looks like he's half dead. He's talking about Trump being old. He looks like a skeleton. When are the Democrats going to put aside their own greed and their own thirst for power for the greater good? And these people, it's the same thing. They all live in very Republican districts. They're all conservative districts, and they've gotten elected, but not because these people wanted Trump. They might have elected Trump, but you know what? I guarantee you their constituents are just as upset as we are. And they ought not to have. This is not normal times. Our country literally is in the middle of a coup because the Republicans are refusing to do their job. They are allowing a coup to overthrow our government. Maybe that's what they want. Obviously, it's what they want. But at least the Democrats can resist. Holding up these little placards like these unhappy faces, little third graders. It was so humiliating. I was so glad I'm no longer a Democrat the night of that thing. I kept turning it back on and off because I cannot listen to that liar. But if they were in that room, they should have been objecting the same way Representative Al Green did. And thank you, Al Green, for standing up for America. And if you want to call Al Green's office, call the switchboard, 202-225-3121, and ask for Representative Al Green. And thank him for his service, and thank him for standing up for America and showing the Democrats what they ought to be doing. Except for Iron Fist Pelosi isn't going to like it. What is wrong with Democrats? They are literally, you know how Hitler got in power? Because of the same dynamics. You had one party who was protecting Hitler and the other party who decided to be civil. That's not going to work. We've got to stand up, and our elected officials have to figure out ways that they can disrupt how the Republicans are doing it and take it back. And it's not going to come from the old people. They've already showed us what they're doing. So lean on the younger representatives who believe in our Constitution, who want to uphold our Constitution, unlike some of the older ones who just in it for the greed, for the money and the power. Take action, you guys. Call these people. Ciao.